We are pulling from the pages of home decor magazines, where more than a fruit bowl, you're often seeing a lovely tiered tray as a centerpiece on a kitchen counter or kitchen island. And if you've ever tried to make one look great, you've discovered there is an art to it. So we called on Kaycie Chiampi to help us learn how to style the tiered tray. So why do you like this? Why is this your choice for your tabletop?
I feel like I gravitate towards this because you can change it. So a new season comes around and it's fun to change it up, and then you can also really personalize it and make it your own.
Yeah, and I know we asked you to bring 3 different styles, and you did, thank you very much. And so, where do you told me you always have this big one on your island.
I do. That one stays there year round, and it's just...
Why is this your choice?
Well, my island is huge, so I wanted something that was a little bit more of a bigger piece there. So this is my tiered tray of choice.
Yeah, and you said you just love it because you can just change it out.
Exactly.
And
so this is my fall look, and then, you know, come Christmas and springtime, I just play around with the decor.
Okay, well, I'm excited to learn how to do this because I think sometimes I've tried this myself and it just looks too sparse or it looks like I tried too hard. And so should we start with your everyday?
Yeah, so this is my little everyday look, and I chose to use this tray. I kind of call this like my starter tray if you're a little apprehensive on designing them, for 2 reasons. One, it's small. It's not quite as overwhelming as this one. But the trays themselves are shallow, so when you're putting your decor in them, they're gonna pop out and they're gonna look great. As for something like this, the trays themselves are deeper. So I have a little secret. Oh, I put just grocery bags in here. Then that way, when I go to put my decor on it, it pops it up and it's not hidden.
Yeah, and you can't really see it once you put these on top of it, because if it wasn't there, these would just, you'd only see the stem.
They kind of sink down, yeah.
Okay, okay, that's awesome. And so you just chose kind of greenery, things that kind of match your house, filled it up a little bit for the everyday.
Yes.
Okay, and so your fall one, which I think it's much easier to decorate when you have something going on, like Thanksgiving, Halloween, but you keep this up all fall.
I do, yeah. So I start September and make my fall tray.
And you have some surprising things in here. I mean, she's just got little
bowls,
pots that are in here. And tell me about how you decide what to fill this with.
So I feel like when I'm designing my trays, I really want to make them kind of overflow with, you know, as much within reason to make it look good. I think that when it's full, it looks happy and well styled. Yeah. I also really like you were saying with these bowls, I like to incorporate the different levels. I feel like it gives a little bit more interest to the piece instead of everything just kind of being on one surface. And another thing I always notice when I am styling them, you'll always find little gaps because it is round, so you're gonna have little holes. And one of my favorite things to do is just to take like a faux floral or a greenery, and you just kind of stuff these corners, or like the pumpkins, put them in the bowl. It just fills it up, and then when you carry it all the way through, it makes the whole tray very cohesive.
Yeah, and I noticed you kind of have the same piece of greenery throughout, so you're trying to kind of bring it all together.
Exactly.
And also, you can't see this. This looks like another trick she's using, but she's also using some little bowls that she's just turned upside down to get some height.
Just because those guys are so little and the tray's deep, so that way you can actually see them.
Okay, so cute. So this is fall, and then what do we have over? Oh,
so then my Christmas one, yes. And this one is obviously overflowing. I feel like Christmas you can kind of go a little bit more overboard. And with this one, I used some larger pieces, and one of the things I always like to do, like for instance, this sign is kind of a big piece. I always want to place those first, so that when I am building my decor forward, nothing is lost. So you're gonna see everything. It's not gonna be hidden by other pieces.
Do you find like it's easier to do it when you do have like a rectangle shape versus when you have the round and it's hard to kind of get all the nooks and crannies, or does it not matter?
I don't think it really matters. I think you're gonna have different, I guess, obstacles with either one. This one, I used a decent amount of fillers, like the florals on this one, just as much.
It seems to me like what would be difficult is finding pieces that are large to put in there, because you're filling up a lot of space with like these houses and the wood houses. So is there any place you like to go to get stuff like that specifically?
My favorite place is probably Hobby Lobby. Other than that, I love Rodworks and Target.
Yeah, and I noticed that you have kind of a theme going on here with the houses.
Yes.
So can you just do that, pick a theme and go with it? I mean, not everything kind of goes with that, but.
Yeah, absolutely. I actually, when I want to design these, I take out bins of just small decor and I lay it all out. And it's kind of trial and error. And then once I get it to where I'm liking it, then I can kind of put in the finishing touches.
Just stuff you have laying
Yes.
around the house.
Yes.
Okay, now let's talk about, you have some other little tips that you say just goes all across. And one of them is don't overload the top.
Right. So because there's a lot going on them, I like to always keep the top kind of low profile. So like this one, we just have the pumpkins, I just have the artichokes, and then just the pumpkins. That way it still flows with everything, but it's not distracting.
Yeah, and you also talk how important it is to decorate all the sides.
The whole thing, yeah. Especially if you're gonna put it on a kitchen island, you're gonna see it from every angle. So it's not like just a buffet table where you just want the front to look good. The whole thing you want to look great.
Yeah, because you can't see it in the back here, but she has a darling sign back here, so you want to make sure it's good all the way around. And what else? You talked about taller items toward the inside. Why is that important?
Because when you don't want to block, you don't want to block your other decor. So I always like to start with those first. Pick your bigger items that you want, and then just work your way towards the front of the tray with your smaller decor.
That makes sense.
Yes.
Okay, so I talked about this little cheater you were using over here with
Yes.
something turned upside down. What are other things we can use to get that height? We got the grocery bags.
Yes.
We got turned upside down bowls. What else?
I like using like old books or candle holders, just something to give it a little bit more height so that they're not hiding in the tray.
I know, sometimes I'll use just an old mac and cheese box and
yeah.
throw a napkin over
Yeah, you're
it.
not gonna see it.
Whatever it takes. Okay, so you said you love Hobby Lobby. Do you ever
Yes.
shop online for this sort of thing? Could you use live stuff?
Well, yeah, actually these two trays I got online. This one I found on Amazon, believe it or not. And this one was off of Wayfair.
I love. So where can we connect with you if we want more of this farmhouse stuff?
Yeah, so you can find me on Instagram at Grey Birch Designs, and then I also have a blog where I'll give tips like this, and it's graybirchdesigns.blogspot.com.
All right. Thank you so much, Kaycie.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.